Hello. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone had a great day today. Just give me 1 second. Hope everyone had a great day today and that everyone is being positive and doing the best that they can. I just want to say something before I get into the show. This week, Newberg suffered another loss of a really good brother. And I didn't know him very well or personally. His name was Jonathan. He had a really thank you, high motivation, good head on his shoulders. And he passed away. And it's just really tough to see that someone so loved. You know, we've lost a lot of people, but it seems like God always seems to take the ones that have the biggest vision and the ones that are the most loved. So I just want to say to anyone out here watching this and who's going to watch this is tell someone you love them every day. Be there for people. Try and have their back and try and always be understanding. We have to, as a community, we have to come together and be the best versions of ourselves. And, that's what it is all about. So, enough of, not enough, but that's, just wanted to say that piece. But welcome to the 5th episode of Honest Hour. Tonight's guest is a local artist, producer, entrepreneur in his own right. Goes by the name of D Mack. Very, very down to earth brother. I met him shooting pictures during Mavor Week last year, and we just chopped it up for maybe an hour after the show. And I ran this idea by him, and I was nervous to do it for a while, but once I knew I was going to do it, I had to lock him in early. So without further ado, I'm going to get him in the room.
Why would you need a credit card in prison?
Yo,
What's happening, brother?
what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm great, man. How are you?
I'm maintaining, man. I can't complain. It's just taking it one day at a time, day
Copy
by
that.
day,
Copy
living
that.
life. How about you?
Same here, man. Just, like they say, rolling with the punches, man. You got to take the good with the bad, but, you just got to keep on moving.
Absolutely. I appreciate you coming on and chopping it up with me.
Absolutely, man.
We spoke about this almost a year ago now.
Crazy.
And
Crazy, right?
almost
Crazy
a
how
year,
time flies.
bro. It's insane.
Yeah, yeah.
Insane. But how's everything with you? How's the family?
We're good, man. We're good, man. Can't complain at all. Life is it just continues to go, and we just get older, and the goal is to get better as you go. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And just continue to
Absolutely.
grow, man. And so that's what it is in a nutshell, bro. That's what it is.
That's all we can do. That's all we can
Mm-hmm.
ask for. Well,
Mm-hmm.
we got a lot to discuss because, even though we chopped it up, um, we don't know each other that well. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just, we just got called as we see it. So
Mm-hmm.
along the time you want to ask me any questions, because I like to also keep this as a more of an open forum as well,
Copy that. Copy
So if any time you want to do that, you
that.
just let me, you just throw a question out there and we can get it in.
Sounds good.
So, I was looking through background on you, and I seen you're originally from Washington D.C.
Chocolate City, baby. Yes, sir. Born and raised. Born and
Man,
raised.
man. So
Yeah.
So what was it like for you growing up there? Because I've heard stories about Washington D.C.
Yeah.
and not good ones either.
No, I hear you, man. Listen, like the OG Scarface said, man, the world is a ghetto. There's ghettos everywhere.
Yeah.
But, people have this misconception about the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just all these, government folks, or it's just like, heavy, military police. And even though those elements are there, there's another side to it that, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be from to really know about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and of course, news gets out of everything that happens everywhere. But you know what I'm saying? DC, like the best way I can explain it, we're like the super cool northern southerners. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not southerners. You know what I'm saying? But we're not quite as northern as New Yorkers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? and
Absolutely.
and it's like a different vibe, man. And even down to like our style and how we talk. Everybody got their lingo. You know what I'm saying? Like we got our own style, we got our own flavor, and it tends to kind of stay in that area, man. So, and growing up in the '90s, the era I grew up in, man, it was lovely, bro. It was lovely. I will always hold my childhood dear as a treasure, that I experienced.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. So it seems like your experiences weren't compared to the stories, at least I've heard. I can't speak for most people, but a lot of people say, "Oh, there's this and there's that." But to your point, that's anywhere you go. Like
Yeah,
I hear it all the time. I grew up in Newburgh.
got you.
So people be like, "Oh, Newburgh's so bad," but it's just like, Poughkeepsie kind of flies under the radar because
Mm,
Newburgh has this reputation. Because I've
yeah.
seen more crazy stuff in Poughkeepsie, just like delivering for work, than I have in Newburgh. But then again,
And
maybe
what's
it's just
crazy is the opposite for me, bro. And you know what I'm saying? And let's get it clear. Like the hood shit is nothing new to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
right,
it's very little that can shock me.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, but I seen some shit in Newburgh that I ain't never seen in my life, bro. And you know what I'm saying? So it's like, and and
Yeah,
and, and that's with respect, man, because
of course.
it is what it is, But it's been to your point, it's been opposite for me.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
But yeah,
People experience different things. I mean, I live in Middletown, and some of the things I've seen someone one time get like carjacked at Walmart, just carjacked. There was like, or I
that's
seen like
foul.
a video recently of two guys getting off 84. Something happened. They both got out the car and started fist fighting in the road.
That's foul.
Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
so like, anything can happen anywhere.
Right, right. Absolutely.
So then growing up there, when did you actually like relocate and come up to this area to,
I
the
didn't
Hudson?
come. I didn't come to New York until I was grown, man. And I was like 24, 25. You know what I'm saying? But the thing that drove me to come up here, I lost two very important family members back to back, yo,
Sorry to hear that.
back to back. Like I was raised by my great grandparents, right? And my great grandfather passed when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? I was like 13. So, but the two deaths I'm talking about was my great grandmother. She passed in November, and I believe the year was 2017.
Mm.
2017, I believe. She passed in November 2017, and then my father passed in December 2017. And when my pops passed, I was like, yo, I got to get the fuck out of here, yo. I got to get out of here. So I just relocated because I just needed a new beginning, bro.
Wow, that's wild. Unfortunately, it takes that. You
Yeah,
just have to start fresh.
that's a
And
fact.
and it never gets easier, especially around holiday time. Like, oh,
Listen,
think,
man, it's
you know,
crazy. And that's the thing, man. And like, I have kids, I have a daughter and two sons, and I try to keep the magic in their lives because, they haven't experienced that pain yet.
right,
You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
but to your point, like around holidays, to me, it's a little glim. It's a little gloomy. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But at the same time, I want to provide that light because I know what it used to be. You know what I'm
right.
saying? But
It's
that's yeah, that's going to another level.
well, it's funny, not funny, but it's ironic you say that because I feel that like my grandmother, my mom's mom,
Mm-hmm.
um, she died on Halloween. So like for me, like Halloween's never really been a thing, so to
Yeah.
speak. So
Mm-hmm.
like for so she'll be like, it's just my kids love Halloween. I try to like do it, try not to let it affect me.
Mm-hmm.
She died when I was like 7. I'm 35 now. That's
Wow.
28 years.
Wow.
But certain things just they sit with you,
Yeah.
you
That's a
know?
fact, man. That's a fact.
So I can definitely feel like where you're coming from,
Mm-hmm.
where you're coming from with that,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
But
so
that was my reason for the relocation, man. And it just happened to be it was a family member that was like, "Yo, you can come up here and get set up," and I'm like, "All right, cool. Let's make it happen."
and you relocated to Poughkeepsie or somewhere else?
Nah, I landed in Newburgh for my
Okay.
first for my like I've been in New York for probably about 12, 13 years now, maybe even 14. But the first 5 years, 5.5 years, I spent in Newburgh. You know, I landed in the barrio. You know, yeah. I mean, if you know, you know. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? But
definitely.
but yeah, definitely. And then I relocated out here. I've been out here in PK ever since.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay. So you've learned the area in a sense.
yeah, absolutely.
So I the next question is a little weird because I was listening and I wanted to get into this later. That album "Do or Die," man, is a gem. I mean,
Appreciate
it's
it,
a
bro.
gem.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
there was a line that you said in there about your mother left rapping since I was 4, moving trees, and I can't I didn't you said it so fast I couldn't write it all down. But 20, first kid at 20, now at 30, I have 3.
Yeah.
That just really wanted me. I wanted to unpack that if you don't mind.
Hmm.
Obviously, you said it in the music, so I would hope not. So, like you said, your mother left you like as a kid.
I mean, in a way, yes. You know what I'm saying? And in a sense that she wasn't ready for me. You know, like and that's a story that's old. That's way too common in our community. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In our culture, that story is way too familiar. So unfortunately, yes. You know, yeah. She wasn't able to care for me. She left me for to my great grandparents.
Wow.
My great grandparents raised me. You know what I'm saying? So, but the blessing in that is that I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's on everything.
Right. Right. Well, that's a blessing. I'm
Mhm.
sorry that happened, but it's tough. It's
Yeah.
tough. And you in a sense you knew that you didn't want that for your kids.
Yeah, and here's the beautiful thing about it too. Like me and my mom have a beautiful relationship.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
So
good.
it was just life happened early for us all, and shit happens. But you adjust and you make things right. You know what I'm saying? That's something like what we were just talking about as we opened up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's all it is, bro.
Absolutely. So, like I said, my next question was, at what age did you like become a writer? Like, was it songwriting or poetry? However, according to the rhyme, you said rapping since 4.
Yeah, yeah. My earliest memories were me reciting Tupac. You know what I'm saying? And like I had this toy mic. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I was always, rapping the songs that that I was hearing.
Right.
Like um, now even though I vividly don't remember me physically rapping at 4, I
Right.
was told that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
I have pictures of me as a kid with a mic. You know what I'm saying? In action, like I'm doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's my word, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
that's just one of the my unlocked memories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I use that in my music.
Yeah. I could tell when you rhyme. you're more of a storytelling artist.
Yeah.
Um, you know, like to me, when I certain artists, you know, have that ability. Tupac was a storyteller, right?
Yes.
You
At his
know,
core, right. At his core,
he
absolutely.
he is my all-time favorite rapper,
Mm,
Tupac.
got you.
My you know, for the longest time, I considered him the greatest
Mm,
rapper, but with what Nas just did in the last 3 years,
mm,
he kind of slipped into that
mm,
spot for me.
mm,
Like he already
mm.
had a Hall of Fame career, but them 6 albums,
Yeah,
no misses.
that run he
Like
had, yeah, it made up for a lot of lost time. I'll say that for sure.
yeah, and he's
Hmm.
still working on music,
Facts.
so he's still hungry.
Yeah.
So you know I hear a lot of storytelling like Pac, Nas, Kendrick Lamar is like in my book a top five, maybe even
Mm-hmm.
the best ever storyteller. Because he's just his way with words. You know, even Big Sean is a good storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear that in your music
Appreciate that.
and yeah, definitely. So, did when you started writing lyrics, was it always rapping, or was it like was it a poetry thing? Because I know you label yourself, as a songwriter as well.
Yeah.
So, like, how did you know, how did it form? Like, how did it start with when you started writing songs, writing music?
It definitely started off as poetry. I remember being in elementary school and just learning how to properly write, learning about, stanzas, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, and how poems are supposed to be written, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? And rhyming, you know what I'm saying? So for me, and I know every rapper out there is gonna say some shit like this, but for me, it just came naturally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like for real. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like so writing poetry just came naturally to me. And listen, when Dr. Dre and NWA came out and that shit did something to me, bro. That shit did something to me, bro. Because ever since then I wanted to rap. Ever since then, seeing Dr. Dre, NWA, Ice Cube, Snoop, like I got a heavy, and I know that's something that's probably gonna come up later on in the interview, but heavy inspiration from the West, and the Midwest. Scarface is one of my tops, but
Yeah.
when I started coming across that music, bro, that's when I knew I wanted to rap, and I would say I was probably around 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there, like definitely young, like feeling that, like yeah, I wanted to be like Dr. Dre,
Right.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, like NWA that time. Now, I wasn't like alive during that time. Like I was born in '88, but I'm a hip hop head, so I've
Hmm.
done the research. I've
Yeah.
done the research,
Bro,
and
you was alive during that time. You probably just wasn't tapped in it, Like I was born in '85. I'm like, so there's only a
yeah,
3 year difference.
true,
You know what I'm
true,
saying? So this is music we came across in the '90s. You know what I'm saying?
right.
That's all I'm saying. Like that shit was there.
My first album was Mace Harlem World '97,
Got
and
you. Copy
and
that.
and my mom was very upset that my dad let me buy that CD. She was very upset. She
Yo,
was
heck,
like, my dad's nickname is Bugs. She was like, Bugs, why did you let Michael buy that CD?
mm,
Oh, he wanted it. Like, it's just like it kind of just went together. That's how the
yeah.
birth of hip hop came for me.
Hmm. Yeah.
So when you did all that, when did you start deciding? Okay, I kind of got this. I'm kind of good at this here. Like when did you start taking it seriously and you knew, like I can do this, like and put out music. My mom's actually watching this and she wrote exactly.
Yo, listen. Let me. Okay, so far as taking it seriously, that definitely came like later in life.
Okay,
I want to say maybe around as I was approaching 30, even. You know what
okay,
I'm saying? If we're being honest,
okay.
um, like because there's a commitment that comes with taking something serious.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So before I was doing it, yeah, I was recording, but I wasn't taking it serious until later. But so let's take it back now.
Okay.
But I remember something clicking for me in fourth grade. In elementary school, we had a cool ass cafeteria monitor. I'll never forget this guy, and I hope he's alive and well and doing good. His name was Mr. Calvin. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? And Mr. Calvin used to sit on the stage and play our radio station locally in DC, and we used to hear all the music that we like. You know, we young kids, so we hear our music
Right.
during lunch, and we kind of turn. You know what I'm saying? So we
Have a
having a
good
good
time.
time. You know what I'm saying? So he started this thing around like towards the end of the year where he would let us come up and sing along with one of the songs that we liked on the radio.
Okay.
Bro, Tupac came on. I ain't mad at you.
Oh.
I knew that song word for word, my man, word for word,
Okay. You
and
got
it just
get
so
it.
happened, it just so happened that that day was my day. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, "Who want to come up?" And you know what I'm saying? The song, I was like, "Oh,
Like, yep, right here.
that's me, that's
Right
me."
here. That's my
So
cue.
yeah, and so from that moment, like he let me, he gives you the mic. You get up there and you start rapping the song. Get up there, you start rapping the song, and I'll never forget that, bro, because I felt like it's like yeah,
Uh-huh.
I
You,
enjoyed that moment.
yeah.
I enjoyed
Yes,
that moment.
it really resonated with you.
Yeah,
It really
for sure,
resonated. So
absolutely.
it leads you kind of answered this before, but now I'm gonna officially ask it. What actually inspired you then? And obviously you named some of your inspirations: Tupac, um, Dr. Dre, NWA, a lot of West Coast rappers. Is
hmm
there anyone else that's in there?
I mean, yes. My father was a big Nas and Biggie fan, and the time I spent with him, like, bro, let me tell you, we would pull up to church playing Biggie.
uh,
Scarface, Dr. Dre for sure. And
yeah,
then, there's certain inspirations I have for different sides of what I'm going for, to be honest with you. Like, as a producer, I pull from Dre, I pull from Timbaland, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Pharrell, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lot of names, bro. We'll be here for 4 hours. It'll be a 4 hour honest hour, but it's so many names, man. But just to name a few, like my core, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I would say Dre, for sure, Scarface for sure, Biggie. Let me give one more. I would have to say Pac. I would have to say Pac. I
Yeah.
would have to say Pac.
Yeah. There's, it seems, you pull inspiration from anywhere. And
hmm
those are some of the greatest to ever pick up a microphone.
Yeah, man, for sure,
But
for sure.
they're all great storytellers, which
Exactly.
reflects in your music,
But hold on, let
which
me
is
since we're there, let me also put one more inspiration out there because
go
there's
ahead.
no way I can't be the person I am today without paying homage to the greats like Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like I watched this man and his greatness. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh yeah.
I used to pull out a little cardboard box and try to moonwalk with him. You know what I'm saying? Seeing him on TV, doing the spin moves with him and all that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. Michael
Greatest
Jackson,
ever.
and absolutely. And I will pull inspiration from him as a songwriter. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Just keeping in mind the type of stuff that he would write about. Like that.
Absolutely.
That's all part of it too, as well, bro.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You gotta have all inspiration from everywhere. Michael
Mm,
Jackson was my first candid memory of music. And
mm,
to this day, there's pictures of him.
yeah.
Of course, not on that wall. He's on that wall. He's over there. He's
The-
around.
He's
He's
back there
around.
somewhere, right?
DVDs, T-shirts,
Yeah,
books, you
yeah,
name
man.
it.
Hmm.
Like people be like, "Who's better, Michael or Prince?" Prince is an acceptable answer, but Michael Jackson's the greatest artist to ever do it. It's just there's just no way to
He'll
debate it.
always be the GOAT. He'll always be the GOAT when it comes to music and entertainment.
Absolutely.
I know people are always going to want to chase his stats, and to me, it's the same argument as Jordan and LeBron. Like they both GOATs, but Jordan is a different GOAT.
Right.
But,
He's
but
different.
we're not going there. We're not going
Nah,
there. But
nah.
I get
But there's
it.
different levels to it. To
There's
your
different
point,
levels to it. Right,
there's
right, right.
definitely different levels
Mm-hmm,
to it. So
mm-hmm.
when you are in the creative process, what is that like for you? Some people, like even me, when I'm thinking of things for my shows or some of the other things I do, if I have an idea, I'll write it down or I'll make a note in
Mm-hmm.
my phone or, I'll text it to my wife even, like just so it's somewhere, but
Yeah.
what's the creative process like for you?
It all starts with the beat for me.
Okay.
So as an artist, when I'm ready to write something, or I'm in writing mode, as I call it, it all starts with the beat for me. So
Okay.
um, and then the very next thing after the beat would be my mood. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I feel in this moment? You know what I'm saying? What do I feel like I want to say? Um, what do I need to say? What do I want to say?
Yeah.
So that's when it definitely starts there, and then from there it just goes crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's really a setup for you. Like, there's no real like crazy stuff that you have to kind of go through. You just kind of just go through the motions and go through that.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
do you ever experience like writer's block or like when you're in a creative mood but you're not sure what you want to say? Like is it kind of like dang, like I don't know what to write, like I'm dry, like there's nothing there, but something's there but you can't find it in a sense?
yeah. I mean, listen, it's very real. It's very real, and as much as I pride myself on my ability to be able to write. There's moments where um, you know I'll have an idea and I'll start off on fire with it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'm getting it out, and then I'll get to a point like, oh shit, okay. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to figure it out. That's what I call it. I'm
You're-
trying to figure it out. But what I've learned, and that's a form of writer's block. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? So what I've learned to navigate with that and through that is to put it down just for a moment,
Yeah.
just for a moment, because once I got it cooking, like I can always like come back to it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And it's
Exactly.
like a lot of times that will make, and from what I've experienced, when
Yeah.
I come back to it, like it tends to kind of like come together a little bit more. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So, and that's just for me, man. I know that I've heard a lot of artists deal with that differently, but it is a very real thing. But that's just how I deal with
And you can't force it
it.
because
Absolutely not.
if you like if you force it, you can tell it's forced and like it's not going to come out right. Like certain artists put out forced music all the time.
Yeah.
Like on Drake's album Scorpion, him and Jay-Z have a song on there. I think it's called like Don't Talk or something. And
Okay.
and you could just tell like the beat isn't really one for either of them. They just needed a song on this album, and they just kind of said, "Screw it, we're gonna go with this."
Yeah,
And
I feel it.
it
I'm with
wasn't a very good song,
you. Got you.
you know,
Got you.
So like so if you force it, you just do more damage. It's more I forgot the saying I'm looking for, but it's more it's gonna hurt you more than it's gonna help you.
Yeah, yeah,
If
yeah,
you're trying to force the issue and just say, okay, well, we're gonna put a song out,
yeah,
and I don't care if it's good or if it's bad or whatever. I'm just
yeah.
put it out there.
Yeah, and I've done that too. You know what I'm saying? And my situations have always been like, like going back, listening to it again, like, damn, I could have did better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I could have said this. You know, it's like I could have did. So, but yes, to your point, you're absolutely right. And even though it may come out to the to the people like, ah, yeah, this is cool. You know what I'm saying? There's always
Uh huh.
gonna be that. There's always gonna
Mm-hmm.
be that voice in our head as the artist,
Uh
like, nah, bro, you could have, you could have, So,
huh.
yeah,
Oh yeah, and I think that's anything you do,
mm-hmm,
like even like I said, even with this show, I go back and I watch the episodes. I say, what could I have done better? I critique myself,
mm-hmm,
even learning properly, like the flyer, right? I
mm-hmm.
I
Good
got no
job, by
shame
the
in saying
way. Good job, by the way, bro.
appreciate you,
Yeah,
but I got no shame in saying I spelled your name wrong. And so now going forward, what I started doing is I make the flyers, I send it to the guest, and make sure everything's right. It's
yeah,
all about finding ways to get better and
yes, sir.
studying the craft
Absolutely,
of what you're doing. Because
absolutely,
any form of entertainment is an art
yeah,
form, right?
absolutely,
So yeah, definitely, definitely. And I want to get into your producing here.
yeah.
When did you start producing?
So I started making beats when I was about 16 years old. Um, I just I don't know. I don't know what led me to it. I just seen this advertisement for wanting to make beats on the computer. And I came across this program. Back then it was called Fruity
I
Loops.
remember that.
Back then it was called Fruity Loops.
I
You
remember
know what I'm
that.
saying? And since then that has been the only program I've used to make beats.
Wow.
To to this day.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. And it's crazy that, something that you found that long ago even still exists, honestly. You know,
Crazy. You know what I'm
you
saying?
know,
Yeah.
like a lot of times those programs back in the 90s and the early 2000s and mid 2000s, they're gone.
Right,
They're not even
right,
a thought. They're not even a process. They're just like,
right,
all right,
right.
we moved on.
It's one of the top programs too, you know what I'm saying, for beat makers.
So they've
You know?
actually added elements to it and have made it better.
Absolutely.
Now,
Absolutely, man.
so it kind of answers the next question, because the next question I have is, was it something you thought about, or did you start messing with it kind of like, let's just kind of mess with this, and then you just got it, just realized I can do this, I can master this.
Yeah. I mean, bro, I'm gonna keep it all the way funky with you, man. Like I never approached it like, oh yeah, I'm about to be a top producer. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? It was always like, oh, I want to do this. I want to
Mhm.
make beats. So and on top of that, I've always been like a self-taught type of guy, and
Right.
it's a lot on how I was raised and how I was brought up. You know what I'm saying? So as soon as I got an interest in something, I go for it. Go for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And what it was is I was like, yo, I want to make beats, and it was so clear. Like I just want to make beats. I came across it. I had to learn the program. Of course, I didn't know what I was doing at first.
Yeah.
Of course, I made some terrible beats. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I went through the rigmarole. Of course, yes, but I stuck with it, and before you know it, shit started making sense. Shit started clicking.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? So, and then it was just like, oh yeah, now I know what I'm doing.
Right. You
So
you're not gonna start out like Dr. Dre, Pharrell, Swiss Beats,
not at all, bro.
Timberland.
Not at all. Not at all.
You're not gonna start out like them guys.
Hell no, man. And the beautiful thing about it is that you have to, as an artist and whatever your craft is, you got to allow yourself. And this is probably one of the few things I agree with that came out of Kanye's mouth. You have to, but that's a different conversation. But
Absolutely.
you have to allow yourself to have your moments of imperfection. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely.
that's where you grow, that's where you learn, you know what I'm saying? So um um you know, I've never been the type of guy that like you know, and this relates to a lot of what I do now. I'm not just going to sit on shit. If I got music that I can get
Yeah.
done, I'm going
Yeah.
to get it done to the best of my ability right now, like, yo, that sounds so good, and then I'm going to get it
Yeah.
out. And I may have a few moments later after the fact like, oh my god, I could have said, you know, whatever, but I'm going to do it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it again.
Yeah. So you don't believe in like holding on to music. Like a lot of artists will like make like okay, let's say let's say you're making an album, right?
Mhm.
And you want 8 songs. You don't want to do too much, right?
Yeah.
And let's say you got a song you have, it's a great song, but it doesn't fit the concept of your album. So you would much rather release that as maybe a single, or would you or you know, as opposed to hold on to it for maybe like down the road you say, "Oh man, this track I made 3 years ago fits the concept of this album," you
Hmm.
know, or this
Hmm.
project or this EP.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely, man. And I don't like. Well, no. I think that happens to a lot of songwriters, to be honest. And I've been hearing that a lot often too, like stuff that people made and sat on for a couple years
Yeah.
before an actual record came to fruition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so yeah, I've definitely heard about that.
Okay. That's just not your forte.
That
You
hasn't necessarily happened with me, and you know, like I can't honestly sit and say, yeah, I've had a song for X amount of years. You know, no, I can't say that.
okay. Okay, fair enough. You just wanna create, and once it's mixed and it's ready to go, you
Get it
you
out,
put it out there.
get it out.
You put it out there. So when talking about what I hear in your lyrics, I hear a lot of heart in your music.
Appreciate it, bro.
How, of course, how do you incorporate personal experience and emotions into your music?
Um, so I think you know this goes back to the creative process.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of times with me, um, the beat will dictate a certain tone or a emotion or a memory. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, one of the songs on the album that you know we're talking about, "Do or Die." One of my favorite songs on there it's called "Let You In,"
Yeah.
and you know that's where the lyrics you were just pulling from. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
And it's mainly because that beat took me somewhere, bro. That beat took me somewhere, and that topic that I came up with when I made the hook, it took me somewhere else.
Yeah.
I guess it's time I let you in. It's like, ooh, okay, all
Yeah.
right. So what does that mean to me? I'm gonna tell you about me and my life and what I've been through. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Right.
gonna tell you
Right.
about me, and I don't do that often, and that's real. I
Yeah.
don't do that often.
Yeah. No.
So yeah,
I can just see from like I said, there's a lot of heart. Yeah, comment. It's the beat before the lyrics.
for me, a lot of times it is. For me, a lot of times it is because to me, the beat is going to dictate my style, my approach. You know what I'm saying? Like, and here's the thing: people can tell when something is off from with a song and a beat, like when it don't pair up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in a case like that, somebody probably wrote something and then heard the beat was like, oh yeah, I could put that to this. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
but
And then it's
there's a completely different vibe when you write to something specifically. All the little nuances you're gonna hit specifically to the beat. You know what I'm saying? What's good, cuz? What's
the
good, cuz?
it's it if you don't write to the beat, there's a chance the cadence isn't right. The
Absolutely,
and
absolutely.
if the cadence isn't right, the song ain't gonna flow
It ain't gonna hit the way it could have. You know what
right.
I'm saying? And at some point, music listeners can tell that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you know, and to some people, and it's crazy because like now we're kind of in the generation where it's like, all right, they don't really care too much about that. But people like us in that generation where we kind of dissect music and we really listening to it on a deeper level, we'll always have that little like, okay, all right, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
when you hear something that flows right to like 9 times out of 10, that person wrote that to that.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Like
So
in certain songs, there's no way you can't. Like, for example, "Slipping" by DMX. There's no way. There's no way
oh
he
my
didn't
God.
write that song to that beat,
To that
and
beat.
no
Like,
one
yeah.
else could have done that song. At no
And
one. No
listen,
one.
and listen, that's a perfect example to kind of visualize. You think about when that song comes on, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
and you hear his voice,
And the
you know what I'm saying? He
chill.
felt, bro, he felt that. You
Yes.
understand? That's why it came out that way.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? He
Exactly.
felt that to that exact beat and was like, bro, perfect. Perfect
Yes.
example. Perfect example.
Yes. It's something that you have to have,
Right.
and those emotions, because if you show those emotions and you show that experience in your music, that's a way to connect to your audience.
Absolutely.
And then it's like, oh, okay, I like this guy, what else does he
Yeah.
have? And then they start going through the catalog and
Yeah.
going through more and going through the videos.
Hmm. Absolutely.
So now I got an interesting question for you.
Sure.
Every artist, I don't like to say rapper or singer, every artist obviously wants success for their music. Now, you're a part of the music industry. I don't rap, but I listen to a lot of music. I see a lot of
Hmm.
things and I read a lot of things and have an understanding.
Hmm.
And a lot of times when you get signed to a label, they want you to do things that you probably shouldn't do.
Hmm.
Like, prime example, you know, if they tell you to step out of your comfort zone, okay, the way of music's going this way, right? You need to do
Hmm.
more of this. Some artists don't step out of their comfort zone, like Mariah Carey. She used the same formula since the 90s. The beats are a
Hmm.
little different, but she's
Hmm.
never changed how she makes her music,
That's
right?
true. That's true.
So the question is, what is more important to you? Authentic, auth, author, Jesus Christ, having your music be authentic or commercial success of your music?
I think that overall it has to be authentic. You know, I think
Hmm.
at the end of the day, everything has to feel like, you know, oh yeah, you know, like he did his thing on there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
or that sounds like, you know, like something Mac would do. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Even if it's, you know, when it comes down to me, you know, switching it up and doing something new, I'm still being authentic to my style and to who I am as an artist. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So yeah, I think that definitely helps shine through. You know what I'm saying? For me, I look at commercial success a little different now, man. It's just different
Right.
now. It's
Right.
different now. The way I view being a superstar when I was fucking kid is not how it is now.
Not
It's
even
definitely not
close.
how it is now. You know what I'm saying? So, excuse me. I guess my definition of what success would be like for me is to be able to make a damn good living off of my music and doing what I love to do because I love music from the creation process, writing it to creating the beats to, what I'm saying, to recording and having those experiences. Shout out my guy Drawzilla out here in Poughkeepsie Drumline Studios. Just love being in environments like that. Shout out my guy Jason J Hatch. Like those are definitely two guys that for any local guy in our area who's looking to either get their sound polished and out there and learn what you got to do to really get it going. Those are definitely two of the guys to really tap in with. My guy Drawzilla and my guy J Hatch. Salute to those guys.
Oh
But
man, gotta
for sure.
put them on.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So now I want to talk about do or die.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now I went through. I used this week to really go through as much music as from you as I could that I hadn't of heard,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't lie, I kind of got stuck on this album.
Wow.
Like I listened to some, like I heard some singles, right?
Yeah.
But then when I listened to this, it it was different. Like
Mm.
because I look at okay, I'm just gonna take you through my thought process by each title. Okay,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
so when you say the opening, to me that's like the opening of something new, the opening of this process that you're or
Mm-hmm.
this the opening of this story that you're
Yeah.
about to take us through.
Yeah.
That leads us into do or die, which to me meant either I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it at the highest level, or I'm going to die
I'm
trying.
done.
But
I'm
at the
done.
same time, even if I do it at a high level, I'm going to be humble about it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be cocky. I'm not going to be arrogant. I'm not going to tell you that I'm better than you, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But then that leads me to that leads you into boss up. Even though I'm humbled, I'm a boss. Like
Yeah.
I'm my own boss.
Yeah.
I'm going to do what I have to do for me.
That's a fact.
Then it goes into let you in, which even though I'm a boss, I'm a little. I'm just got to put on that boss front. I got a sensitive side
Yeah.
too. I'll be a little open. Maybe I should accept something.
Mm.
Then RTTA, which stands for realer than them all, is like, listen, I'm the realest of anyone out here. There ain't no one who's gonna keep it more a buck than me.
Absolutely.
And even if you don't keep it a buck with me, I won't break. You
Absolutely.
and
Hey, go ahead, bro. Go off, dog.
so then you're saying you won't break, right?
Yes, sir.
But then that person who tried to break you, what did you come for? Why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you here?
Oh
If you
man,
what you came for, which then
I
then
like it.
you say what you came for, but then if you coming for love, tell me you love me.
Mm. That's
And
the realest record.
if I can feel that love out of all this, I'm on another level.
Hey, man. Well said, my brother.
That is my musical review
Mm.
of this because sometimes now sometimes projects aren't put together properly.
Mm.
Like the songs are good, but the sequence is wrong. And then the
Mm.
sequence being wrong, someone will listen to and be like, "Yo,
Mm.
this isn't good."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, it wasn't that it wasn't good. The album is just missequenced. This was the
Mm.
perfect sequence of this
Mm.
album. It
Wow.
was the perfect um it was the perfect way of you showing all sides of yourself.
Yeah.
And even though this
Thank
was
you,
is a
Ma.
great no doubt, even though this is a great project, I still feel like there's not I don't want to say room for improvement. I don't like that because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you people say you can always get better, but when you put something up that put something out that's really good and touching, I like to say room for growth.
Yeah,
There's room for growth as an artist
absolutely.
because this was a great, and I got right here, great project. I have to know some of the process of putting this together. Um,
Yeah,
because I really, like I said, I ran through this thing like 4 times.
got you. Wow, I appreciate that, man. That's fire. So prior to, and let me just shout out my mother is in live. She's in the chat right now. God's gladiator. That's my mom. I love you, mom. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Uh, but my process for Do or Die, man. So I'll say this: prior to Do or Die, I dropped my debut EP. It's called Alpha. And this is to, once again, going back to earlier in the conversation, this is when I
Yep.
started taking music
Right.
serious. I was like, you know what? I'm about to start doing this for real, man. I'm about to start doing this for real. So that was the start of it. But with that project, that was more me saying, yo, I'm back. I'm doing this. This is what I can do. This is a taste of what I'm going to be doing. But life flipped for me after that album.
Okay.
Life flipped for me in a way that it really messed with my mental. I was going through a lot of things. It was bringing out a darker side of me. And before you know it, I started putting thoughts down.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're
And those
saying
thoughts,
I'm sorry to cut you off. I just want to make sure I understand. You're saying after
mhm.
you did that EP, things started changing.
Yeah, after I did my
Okay.
debut EP, literally after, I would say a couple of months after I put that out, I didn't even have time to enjoy, just to sit back and say, yo, I put out a
Yeah.
project. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even really have time to sit and really, even focus on putting it out, promoting it, anything like that. It just like shit just switched up for me.
Yeah.
So long story short, after a couple years dealing with life, I started writing again. And at the time, I wasn't sitting saying, "Oh, I'm about to create this album called Do or Die." I just started writing, and
Right.
before I knew it, bro, I had 13 songs. I had 13 songs, and a couple of them didn't didn't make the cut. A
Right.
couple of them I
Right.
didn't put on the album, but before all of that, I had Do or Die, and those songs were Do or Die.
Wow. Wow.
There
That's
was
deep.
there was there was only one song that I kind of put together outside of what I was initially feeling for that album, and
Right.
that song was "What You Came For," because I wanted an element to that album that another audience could tap into. So
Right.
that's like a club vibe, dancing lady track type of
Yeah.
thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's got like an up tempo
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
style.
yeah. Because
Because it's got
no, you got it. Go ahead, go ahead.
no, because it's good. Like I said, you showed a piece of a lot of, maybe not a piece of everything you can do musically, but you did show that you weren't just one thing. You
Mm-hmm,
know,
mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm.
didn't show. You showed there's layers to you in your artistry with
Yes,
this album as well.
well said. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no. You gotta, gotta only calling it like I see it, my man.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Yes, sir.
only calling it as I see it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I felt like I said you showed yourself or who you are. Do you feel you were at the top of your game with this specific project?
No, no, and it's so crazy because when we were talking a few days ago, getting prepared for the show,
Mm-hmm.
you had said something that I swear I felt the entire time. Like, I know this isn't my best work. I know I'm not at the, you know what I'm saying? Like if somebody would look back and say, that's probably my best work to date,
Yeah.
album wise. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But that's not me at the top of my game. Absolutely not.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm ascending. You know what I'm saying? I feel
Yeah.
like that's definitely one of my projects that's pushing me up to where I'm gonna put out something that's gonna be like, yo, that's the one right
Right.
there. That's
Right.
the one.
Right.
So absolutely, bro.
I,
Absolutely.
I think and it's all like it's like building a puzzle, right? It's
Yeah,
like pieces,
yeah.
pieces, because some people just work up. Some careers are going like this,
Hmm. Hmm.
Certain artists will take time, a lot of time in between their projects,
Hmm.
but then like it's just like, man, is you ever gonna drop this? But then when you drop, you're like, oh, okay, it's okay, you waited. You
Hmm.
gave you
Hmm.
gave me good work.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
no, that's great, and I'm looking forward to definitely hearing more.
Oh yeah, man. I am too. I can't wait to drop the shit I've been working on, man. I can't wait.
So I got to talk about pain management,
Yes, sir.
bro. I probably listened to that song 60 million times. and
Appreciate
and
it.
and I didn't even I waited to the visual came like
Hmm.
because I seen like the clips. I knew the song was
Hmm.
out, but I
Hmm.
knew I needed that visual.
Yeah, man.
Um, so pain management is you, Hawks, and Jag.
Yep.
And let me
Shout
tell
out to
you,
bros.
this ain't even a question. This is just something I wrote because this is a compliment. That was that real hip hop.
Yeah, man.
I mean.
Appreciate it.
And I can tell all three of you with we're at the top. Like you made sure you put your best into this.
Hmm.
So what and it kind of goes into my next question, but what was it like? What's it like working with those two guys?
Listen.
Because Hawks is like, and let me just say this. I did ask him to come on at some point.
Hmm.
Um, and when I first seen him, and this is it. Sometimes people have misconstrued ideas because
Hmm.
actually, let me run back. The first time I actually seen you perform, oh gosh, and I didn't even put it together until I was looking through stuff for this interview. Was at the Mavor the listening party. Y'all were
Got
there.
you. Okay,
that
okay,
that
okay.
that was the first time I seen
Got
y'all,
you.
and
Okay.
then I was like, yo, they was there, and I didn't even realize, like, you just don't think about it, and then
I
like
get
I'm
it.
just looking through stuff trying to put the interview together, and I'm like,
Hmm.
holy moly,
Yeah,
they were there.
yeah,
So when you look at Hawks, you'd be like, he kind of gives you like a skateboarder vibe.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh,
Kind of like he looks like kind of like a skateboarder guy that
mm,
really would like light rock music. So I love the fact that he doesn't look the way that he sounds.
right.
Right?
And he's
You know,
one of the biggest hip hop heads I know.
you can feel it. You can
You
feel it
know what I'm
in
saying?
just meeting him.
Mm.
Um, so like for you guys, the three of you to come together, um, what's it like for you guys? Because you could tell your friends, you could tell it seems like it's easy to work together. Um, but it just take me even through a little bit of this video because the video was awesome.
Yo, so let's talk about it, man. So here's the thing. When I remember making that beat, that I made that beat maybe a year and a half to 2 years before we even started messing around with it for a single for us.
Okay.
All right. So what happened was I was just messing around on FL and made this beat. Real simple, you know what I'm saying? Had a nice little bop to it, whatever. I actually sent it off to a couple artists
Mm-hmm.
prior to even messing with it. So
Right.
long story short, some time goes by. I'm in writing mode. We're actually all together, and we're all talking about doing the song together. So this was one of the beats that we all settled on. Like, yeah, let's write to this. So my man Hawks, my bro, he comes up with the hook in no time. Comes up with
Oh
the hook
wow.
in no time, and it's like, oh my god. And it was almost instantaneous at that point for us so far as right now, our verses.
Right.
We just got to it.
Yeah.
We just got to it. So like, so long story short, just off of his hook, we all kind of came together and was like, all right, so we can say stuff like, all right, y'all gonna need some real pain management coming against MCs like us, because like we believe we come from the era of those the artists where they were complete artists. Like we were just talking about inspirations like Nas and Pac, like and specifically like Pac, like somebody who's able to give you that real shit, and also to give you some storytelling shit, give you some sad shit, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, give you some raw shit, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But so we know we come from that era, so we know that anybody coming up against us lyrically, anybody coming up against us music, we know we got something heavy for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that was the message behind that.
That's
So
good.
we just took that and ran with it, bro. So that's just from the song concept. Now for the video, bro, and it's crazy how the stars align. We had this crazy idea. It's like, all right, what can we do as a video? And it just so happened, certain things were available for us, and then we was like, all right, let's do like a psych ward type of thing. So and from there, bro, oh my God, man, we had so much fun with that, man. It actually came out better than we anticipated, but we just wanted to have fun with that video.
Right.
We really just
And it looks like
wanted
you
to have
did.
fun. No, we definitely did, man. We had a fucking ball, bro. We had a ball, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to the bros, shout out to Jag, shout out to Hawks. We're definitely working on some new stuff coming. I don't want to spoil too much, but I know I'm not a headlining platinum artist, so it ain't no sense in holding secrets or anything. Me and the bro Hawks, we got an EP coming out this year. We got some stuff coming. Jag's definitely in the mix with that as well. But definitely stay tuned for that.
It's funny because you kind of spilled right into the next question. I got here. You produced the track,
Mhm.
and it is real. It is fire, real hip hop. Will we see the three of you on more music together?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And well, we wanted to make clear that we're not like a group or anything, but we do come together. Number one, as bros. As two as hip hop heads that we are, we kind of click musically. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We feed off each other, and you know what I'm saying. It's definitely definitely more of that to come.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because there's like sometimes people don't want to make a whole album, you know.
Hmm.
But sometimes it kind of just happens. Like
Yeah.
I got another friend, you know, pretty pretty high profile. You probably know him, Oswin
Yes,
Benjamin,
indeed.
and him and Chris Rivers and Denzel Porter did a cipher, right?
Mm,
Together. And then they were like, and it was a success. It was a hit. All
fire.
three of them, like, they gelled real nice. So then they did
Mm,
another cipher live in front of an audience. And then it's kind of like, all right, what's the next step? And they actually put together an album.
mm,
So that's the reason why, because you never know. The three of you might be in a room, and then
hmm.
it's kind of like, hell, we got 8 songs here together.
Yeah, yeah,
It might
yeah,
just happen accidentally.
yeah.
Because
And
sometimes the best things happen on
yeah,
accident.
yeah, that's a fact. And the crazy thing about our friendship is that we all are beat makers and writers. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? All of us. You know what I'm saying? So, this EP that me and Hawks got coming this year, it's a couple joints on there that we both co-produce.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So just that being able to do that is like it's like a different level of doing this music shit, man. It's like and it's not to anybody else's playbook but our own. It's like, all right, this is what we want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm
And,
saying? So
and it seems like for artists, when they first start, that's when the music is the purest.
mm,
I feel like a lot of times when artists get signed, to the point I made before, is like that sometimes the record label won't let you do certain things. They kind of cuff you,
mm,
right? So like they'll be like, you shouldn't do this. It's bad PR. Well, if you release that as a single, it's not going to get the publicity
Yeah,
that we want.
yeah,
Or the
yeah,
cost for this kind of promotion's too high. Let's do this. It helps alleviate the cost. It helps us offset in case
yeah.
we don't make the number. They
The
try to take
politics, the
right. They try
politics.
to take the control away from the artist.
Yeah,
And nowadays, and I've spoken to many artists about this, friends, and just seeing it is the quality of music is gone because you're not essentially artists don't make money from their music. It's unfortunate, but they don't. Because now before it was illegal streaming, like or downloading rather, right?
hmm.
So people would use LimeWire and just download the music.
Oh
So,
yeah,
you
the
know,
good old days.
right. So, CDs with no names on them, but you just knew what was on them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So that was that era. And then now we're in this streaming era where like 250,000 listens is one sale. Like that's insane.
crazy,
That's
crazy.
insane.
Hmm.
People getting paid, putting their music on Apple Music, and Apple Music sending them $5 a month. Spotify sending them
Hmm.
$8 a month.
Hmm.
So a lot of artists feel or decide, I'm not gonna put everything into my music anymore because I'm not gonna get paid properly to do the music.
Yeah. I mean, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because there's people out here that are like, "Yo, I'm gonna like, I can do this until the day I die, regardless if I get rich off of this or not, because it's coming for the love." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm not about to sit up here and say I'm gonna be a 60-year-old rapper, but I can guarantee you, I'm still gonna be involved with music in some capacity.
Uh,
You know what I'm saying? I may be producing the scores to your favorite movies by then.
right. I mean,
But I ain't gonna be sitting here trying to go platinum at 60. Like,
I,
but I'm gonna be still
I
involved.
don't know if you seen it. Big Daddy Kane just threw a little 40-second freestyle up like last week.
Listen, and all praise to the gods, man. Like, come on, those are our legends. So, and that's not the knock, and I'm not trying to say that what I'm saying, that I wouldn't do the same thing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But that's paying homage to a great. Like he can do stuff like that.
Absolutely. He's earned
He's
that right.
earned.
Guys like
Absolutely.
him, guys like Rakim,
Come
guys like,
on.
Ghostface.
Peace to the
One
guys.
one of my favorite of all time, Method Man. I mean, like, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. You got
Absolutely.
Scarface, and
Yeah.
you got Ice Cube. There's guys, Nas, even Jay-Z to a point. These guys just can do no wrong
Right.
musically
Right. Right.
in our eyes. And
Hmm.
and I know, like, in a sense, people or anyone who does music wants to obviously get to that goal, and is to have their music heard, and to have people like their music, and to make a living off of what you love to do.
Yeah.
Like if eventually, whether it's shows, or whether however you gonna do it, it opens up a plateau to other other things for
That's a
as
fact.
as well,
That's a fact.
you know. So what other
What up, Kelly?
music projects, performance, or videos are could we expect on the way?
Uh, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and let all the cats out the bag, man.
Oh,
Since
jeez.
I'll say this: the song that I'm looking forward to the most to releasing this year is my very first major feature. I have
Okay.
a song called "Falling for You" featuring Glasses Malone that's coming this year.
Oh, oh man.
So I'm super hyped about that. Like, like, oh my God, just the way that even happened, man. It's just like, yo, it's certain things that happen. Hold on, here come one of them loud ass cars. I can't stand these no. I'm sorry.
Oh, you
Um,
good? You good?
um, just just the whole process of how that song came about, man. I'm just so grateful, and there's certain things that happen that give you confirmation.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And just give you confirmation to say, bro, you doing what you supposed to do right now.
yeah,
You on the right track, man. So um
yeah,
and that was
yeah.
one of those things for me, man. That was one of them things for me. So once again, Falling for You featuring Glasses Malone, D Mack Glasses Malone joint coming soon. And I'm
Wow.
trying to tell you, I'm looking forward to y'all hearing it. For sure.
It kind of like it's kind of like humbling. Back to your back to the album,
Inspiration.
Humble Pie, right?
Right.
So when you think about it, it's humbling and it's validation.
Yeah.
Because now it's showing you that okay, when people say, oh, no one ever looks at YouTube, or no one ever looks at Instagram or whatever. People are looking. They're looking
Yeah.
for young hungry people. And like you can now you're gonna get somewhere, because now you I heard another local artist say that they're like, she had rapped for Jadakiss, and Jadakiss had told her that you could do one of two things. I could hop on a track with you. People gonna listen to it because I'm on it, or you can carve your own way, get your own following, and then
Yeah.
we can hop on a track and they're listening to both of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what you've done is you've put in the work, you've put in the heart, you've put in the effort, and you've carved your own way.
Fact.
And then like now he's got another fan base who doesn't know who you are.
Yeah.
And from that it's just like, well, who's he's on this guy's song. Well, he did his thing. Now I'm gonna
Yeah.
follow him and I want to learn more about D Mack.
Facts.
And that's just that's just empowering.
Yeah.
And you should be very proud of yourself. You should be
Definitely.
very proud of how far you've come,
Definitely.
especially considering you said, you started taking it seriously in your 30s, which means you've
Yeah.
been rapping like for real less than 10 years.
That's a
And
fact.
you've figured out who you are. You have your craft. You have all the layers to who you are as an artist, even if you haven't shown them all. And that doesn't
Mm,
mean you can't adjust
right.
accordingly as time goes on.
Absolutely.
So aside from the EP and aside from the song coming, when are you thinking about maybe another LP or solo EP even?
Well, and it's funny you say that because I have a plan for this year. The Glasses Malone joint I'm going to have as a single,
Okay.
but it's also part of a project that I'm putting out this year.
Oh,
So and
oh,
I'm
okay.
I'm doing something a little different, but it's still once again it's going to be authentic. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? So I'm really looking forward to it. I'll keep that cat in the
Yeah,
bag because I want to keep
yeah,
some
you
some
got to
for
keep
shock
something.
value.
You got to keep something. Don't
I keep
don't don't
some for shock
don't
value.
don't let all the
Yeah,
exclusives out.
yeah,
Keep
yeah, yeah.
keep
I
something.
keep something in
Well, when that
the
comes
bag.
down the line, man, if you want to come back on and talk about it a little more, we can even play the song on the show.
Yes, sir.
Um, that's something that I would love to do if you want to do that down the road.
Absolutely, my brother. It'd be my honor,
Okay.
my pleasure.
Absolutely. So we're almost to the end here. All right. But I want to know, what artists would you like to collaborate with, whether it's big name artists, local artists, because I know I ran back to the interview you had on Urban Updates, and at the end of that interview, you were looking to collaborate with anybody. You know,
Yeah.
when anyone who wanted to
Hmm.
work, you were like, I songwrite, I produce.
Yeah.
You was like, just hit me
Let's,
up, who can
let's
work.
do something. Let's
You
do
get
something.
yes, that those were your exact words. Let's do
Right.
something.
Right.
So, is there
Hmm.
anyone that's out there, like I said, local or any, whoever, big name that you have on your radar?
Um. Hmm. I mean, if I'm going big names, just to get that out the way, I'll definitely say if I can get a song with Nas, like that would be like legendary for me because once again, my dad was a huge fan of Nas,
Yeah,
and he also believed in me, showed that before he passed. But if I get a song with Nas, that would be legendary. Locally, it's the same for me, man. We got so many dope artists, you know what I'm saying, in the area in the 845. And yeah, I'm not from here, but you know what I'm saying, I'm always down to work. But some people need to get over themselves. Like, energy wise is always gotta be uh, you know, like good to be able to create with somebody. You know what I'm saying?
yes,
And I think that in some capacity that gets in the way with a lot of people. But I'm definitely down and open to still collaborate and work with a lot of artists because we got so many dope people out here. K Tar was just in there. She's a dope singer songwriter.
okay,
You know what I'm saying? Just to name a few off the top, and I'm not too familiar with Oswald Benjamin, but he's been one of the names that I've heard ever since I've been out here. On
yeah,
top of Partisan Fonte, you know what I'm saying? He was neck and neck with the big names that I heard when I got out here. Um, I
yeah.
haven't
I
I
went
haven't.
went to school with both of them.
That's dope, bro. That's
Yeah,
dope, man.
yeah,
That's dope.
him, them two, and my boy who passed away, Naj Murph, who we
Yeah,
discussed. The three
yeah.
of them were like they were real close as well.
Copy.
And before he passed, I was trying to give him the idea that the three of them needed to make a song and call
Mm,
it Capricorn Season because all three of them are Capricorns. And he
wow.
was like, "Yo, that's a good idea.
Mm, dope,
It's
dope.
yours."
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, but I'm definitely down to link, man. And it's too much talent in the area to not be open to it, but we just gotta, come correct and make sure that we just doing it, you know, for the sake of making something great, you know what I'm saying? And not just to, BS with it.
right,
You know what I'm saying? Because that's not
right.
what I'm about at all.
Nah,
So
if you're gonna do it, you want to
let's
do it big, and
do
you
it.
want to do
Let's
it. You
do
want
it.
to do it right.
Let's do it.
So, what's next for D Mac in music and out of music?
Oh man, gotta keep it real, man. I'm trying to get back in shape, man. I gotta get in shape.
Okay.
I gotta get in shape, my brother. So I'm
Yes.
working on that. That's the outside of music. Uh, Inside of music, man, I'm just looking to continue to do what I've been doing and get closer to greatness, man. And I suggest anybody who isn't familiar with me or my music, just tap in. Just tap in. And I'm sure if I don't have something that gets you right now, I'm gonna have something that's gonna get you. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah.
saying? So just just
Absolutely.
just stick around. Just stick around.
Absolutely. And I know you mentioned this to me um, when we were talking the other day, but I'm going to ask you here. What's your goal you'd like to achieve in music?
Man, I would like to be named amongst the greats in some capacity, like um I don't have to go platinum, triple plat, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But it would be nice to see my name on a chart, you know what I'm saying? Like let's say
Yeah.
Billboard. Let's just say I get a hot, top 40 joint, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Being
Yeah.
able to see something like that would be so, you know what I'm saying, would be so great because even though the way I look at things have changed, you know what I'm saying, so far as, the type of artist I want to be and the things I want to accomplish, things like that are still gratifying.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? For even for a true artist, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, all right, so I've been doing this, and now I got a joint that's trending on the top 40.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's super dope. So that's
Absolutely.
definitely something I'm looking forward to, bro, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. You always wanna work towards something. Um, and I think even now, you as an artist and someone who's familiar in the 845, now I'm about to spill a little something, just a thought that a friend and I had, is so a couple years ago they did an award show out here
Yeah,
in the area.
yeah.
And one of my buddies says that the award show he felt was kind of biased.
Mm,
He's a really good engineer. Like everyone knows him in Newburgh, right?
mm,
So he felt that he wasn't mentioned even, let alone nominated.
mm,
So he's kind of like we should do another one, and I'm like, bro, you need a lot of players, a lot of sponsors. Like I'm just starting to tap into all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
So like I said to him, I said, I know people who have the connections. But if this is our idea, I don't want to dump it on someone else. Now, if
mm,
they're willing to come on and help, I'm not gonna like deny them that. But I said, it's something we can discuss. I'm sure we could put it together rather.
yeah,
But the thing is, it's very hard because, music's subjective, right? So like you have to really figure out if you're doing 845 show,
yeah,
who are the best in that who's included in that 845, right? You got to really include everybody, and you
right.
have to go because you know different people than I know, and the people watching this knows different people than both of us know.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah,
whole
yeah,
layer of it. So I'm like, we
yeah.
have to do research. Said he's like, well, I want to do it 2025. I'm like, bro, chill. Like, like, hold on. Might take a little longer than that. Maybe
Gotcha.
2026.
Mm,
You know, it's not
mm,
about because I don't want to be rushed either. So it's just an idea. But the idea is that you want to have the best of the best, and you want to be able to have everybody who's the best there. And
right.
you know, because the point I was getting to is that for you, you want to just be great. And even a trending song, you're very thankful and blessed for what's there, you know? And down the road, more good things are only gonna come to you,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
more and positive things. So the last thing I do on every show is I have I like I'm you know me, I'm a positive person.
Hmm.
I'd like you to relay a positive ending message to the audience and to anyone, to fans, and anyone who could watch this at a later date. Anything it could be related to this show, it could be related to life. Anything you feel like saying is positive, go for it.
Uh, I think in this moment, I would just say, just keep on living, and just keep going forward. Uh, fall forward. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Um, we're gonna go through life and we're gonna bump our heads. We're gonna make mistakes, but keep moving forward. That's what I mean by fall forward. You know, you know, don't be limited by your mistakes. And learn to stay out of your own way. You know, so
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Words to
Where
live by.
That's it. That's it. It's a positive being, gotta just keep striving forward even when it's hard.
That's it, man. That's it.
Tell
Tough times
everyone.
don't last. Tough people do.
That's facts. That's
Facts.
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 So tell everyone where they can find you if they want to follow you and find your music.
Y'all can find me on IG right here. Macboy, MACKBOII _. Go to that page, clicking the link in my bio. All of my music is there. Tap in with your boy. Got some heat that's already out, and got some more heat coming to you. Salute.
Bro, it's been an honor. It's been a privilege.
Yes, sir.
I had to, my work schedule's changing in May, so I had to make sure I locked
I
you in because the show
appreciate it,
might
man.
have to change times, might have to change a night, might have to
Got you.
take a couple weeks off and adjust. So,
I get it, bro.
reset. So I had to get you on here. I
Yeah,
thank
man.
you for coming on. I thank everyone for watching the fifth
Absolutely.
episode of Honest Hour. Next week, I got another guest, my boy Ella LR Go Hard. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna talk about everything that has to do with him. I appreciate everyone. I love you all. Everyone have a good, safe, positive week. D, we will talk soon, my brother.
You got it, bro. Later.
Later.